The United Nations did not begin in 1945. It began with World War I. In 1919, after the First World War, the League of Nations was established as the first centralized system of international governance. It was presented as a way to prevent future wars by coordinating nations under a single structure. For the first time, global decisions were no longer handled independently. They were brought into a shared system. But the League did not achieve its stated goal. Conflict continued. Tensions grew. And by the time World War II began, it was clear the system was not strong enough to enforce its authority. It did not disappear. As with all things, once it gained too much negative attention, it was given a new name. While World War II was still being fought, leaders from the United States, the United Kingdom, and the Soviet Union were already meeting to design what would replace it. Not just peace, but a stronger structure. In 1941, Roosevelt, Churchill, and their inner circle drafted what would become the foundation of the United Nations. Their Atlantic Charter outlined a new international order as a coordinated effort between the world's dominant powers. By 1943, at the Moscow Conference, discussions had already shifted from war strategy to post-war governance. Then came the Dumbarton-Oaks meetings in 1944. Here, the framework of the United Nations was drafted, its structure, its councils, its authority. This was not theory. This was constructed, funded primarily through the Rockefeller Foundation. By the time the war ended in 1945, the system was already in place. The San Francisco Conference did not create the United Nations, it finalized it. What replaced the League of Nations was not a new idea, but an expanded one. The same concept, strengthened and formalized into a more permanent system. What is presented as a response to war was, in reality, a continuation of an existing structure. At the center of the United Nations is the Security Council. This is where real authority exists. The power to veto, the power to control the agenda. 5 permanent members hold that power: the United States, the United Kingdom, Russia, China, and France. These nations are not temporary participants. They are fixed at the top of the system. The General Assembly includes nearly every nation in the world, but its role is symbolic. This is the United Nations the public gets to see. It can debate, propose, and vote, but it cannot enforce. The Security Council decides what actions are taken. The League of Nations was the first version. The United Nations was the next. It was centralized. From that point forward, global decisions, sanctions, interventions, and military actions could be directed through a single framework controlled by a small group. As outlined in L, Origin of the Blood, this is how modern systems operate. And once you understand the structure, the illusion of equality begins to fall apart. The illusion of wars and disagreements dissolves. Leaders are not individuals on separate teams. They are all in agreement and perform according to their script. A system did not reset, but advanced and is now an all-encompassing power most people don't notice. If you want to understand more, read L, Origin of the Blood.